That's of the trash can. The sun has rested after working all day, and it is time for the moon to go to work after sleeping all day. It opened its hazy eyes, and the earth lost the color of the day. Cricket also sat at the door of the house and played Erquingo. People who have worked all day have fallen asleep tiredly. The city has been noisy all day, and now they are quietly looking at the stars in the sky, not knowing what they are thinking about. The foreman in the distance smoked a cigar with a furrowed brow and let out a few faint sighs from time to time. A gust of cold wind blew gently, and the big tree couldn't help but stretch its body. The trash can looked listlessly at the big tree. The tree stopped and said in confusion, "Bucket, you haven't eaten again." The trash can said dejectedly, "Yeah, I'm so hungry now, I don't understand. Countless people pass by me every day and give all my delicacies to the saplings as heads or to the grass as a skirt. Occasionally, someone who thinks he is Yao Ming will hit a long-distance three-pointer, and the delicious food will also give a farewell kiss, and then fly thousands of miles away. Alas!" Dashu smiled and said arrogantly, "Look, you look like a toilet. Not only you are short, but you also have a fat body. You have a few big words about environmental protection written on your clothes at first glance. You look like a bumpkin. They are all well-educated people with high quality, but when they see you like that, they are not in the mood to give you anything. Look at me, I ignore them, but they keep giving me gifts as long as they sit under me. What I have under my feet is enough for you to eat for several days. Look, you are here, I am standing next to you. Who can give you gifts?" Trash can said excitedly, "Who said people only give you gifts? Isn't there a kind ant in yellow clothes and a yellow hat who gives me food every day? Don't some kids who are as tall as me also give me food? Don't I still have people who care about me? Don't you also have people who don't give you gifts?" Dashu said embarrassedly, "Yes, there are some weird people with yellow hair and green eyes who don't give me gifts. They just give them to you. It's fine if they don't give them. They keep shaking their heads and saying some sparks language, pointing at the people who gave me gifts. They don't even understand this etiquette. They are still resting at my feet. How can they live without me? However, most people still love me. In order to express their love for me, they would give me a kiss spit before they left." Dashu shook his head triumphantly, and Trash Can said not to be outdone, "I also have people who love me. It's not the old man Yue who often comes to lean on my shoulders at night. Keep me company and tell me my son doesn't want him story." Dashu said hurriedly, "Who said he loves you? He stayed with me first, but there was a Lei Feng who woke him up in the middle of the night and said, 'That's because you don't understand what love is.'" Dashu laughed and said, "I don't know what love is. How about getting rid of it? The owner of the company gives me Coke every day. The quality of their products is very good. Not only can the fish after they drank it, they went to the Western vacation and also changed my hairstyle from green to yellow, which saved money and effort, and was much cooler than those human hairstyles, in order to make Coke better sold. People put it on every day. We are so busy delivering gifts and gifts, inviting people here and there to establish relationships with those high-end customers. but they still don't forget to deliver Coke to us. Every day, what is love? This is love. The big tree looked proudly into the distance. Hey, why did the trash can that usually likes to talk back stop talking? The big tree turned round. The trash can that was still stubborn just now slowly lowered its head. The big tree looked down. Trash can's face was pale and he feebly said 4 words, "Give me something to eat." At this time, a car passed by quickly, and the big tree waved vigorously. He wanted people to save the trash can, but what was left to him was only the dancing deliciousness. The trash can hung its head. The trash can was starved to death. The tree lost its only friend. Looking at the dark sky alone, with a trace of tears shed from the corners of its eyes. If everyone doesn't understand how to classify garbage and protect the earth, we will collectively perish.
Sam and Bunny, who know how to share, the little sheep and the little rabbit are good friends. The little rabbit doesn't want to see the little sheep sad, so he takes off the floral dress and gives it to the little sheep. The little lamb was very happy to wear a beautiful dress. The little animals in the forest all praised the little lamb for being beautiful. However, the little rabbit beside him was unhappy and wanted to take the dress back because his mother bought it for him. When the little rabbit asked for it back from the lamb said, "You gave me this skirt. How can you regret it?" Little rabbit said, "But I also like beautiful dresses, and I want to wear them beautifully too." So the little rabbit and the lamb went to Uncle Elephant for comment. Uncle Elephant said, "A good friend shouldn't divide our lives between you and me. You have to learn to share. Why can't 2 of us wear them together?" Clean hands. When you are tired from playing, you wipe your sweat with your dirty hands. When you are hungry, you just pick up something and eat it. In this way, all the small bacteria are eaten into your stomach. One night, Butt's stomach suddenly hurt. The pain was so painful that Butt rolled on the bed. Her mother was frightened and called an ambulance. She hurriedly sent Butt to the hospital. After careful examination by the doctor, he was asked to get an injection immediately. This scared the Butt. "Doctor, is it necessary to get an injection?" You must have eaten without washing your hands, and now you have eaten all the bacteria in your stomach. Now the bacteria are causing trouble in your stomach. So now be obedient and get the injection." Booty saw that he had no choice but to listen to the doctor. He muttered in a low voice, "I must wash my little hands clean in the future." The key taken away, he met her on the train. He sat opposite her. He was a painter. He had been painting her, and when he gave her the drawing, they learned that they lived in the same city as each other. Within 2 weeks, she knew he was the love of her life. That year, she became a bride. It was like realizing a dream. It felt so good. However, life after marriage is like a struck match. Once it is polished, there is no more light. He is informal, does not care about cleanliness, and is not good at socializing. He advocates freedom and likes to be unrestrained. Although she is as well behaved as the Lamb of God, he still feels that marriage constrains him. But they still love each other. And he has good character and never flirts with women. She divorced him with tears in her eyes, but took away the keys to the house. She no longer cared about his disheveled hair, what time he rested, where he went or who he was with. She just cleaned the room and cleaned up the garbage as always. He is also used to her visiting intermittently, and loves her more romantically than in marriage. She enjoys candlelight dinners, hiking trips, and rose beds, not in love and marriage but now. except that the bright red marriage certificate turned into a dark green divorce certificate. They were no different from a couple. Later, he finally became a famous artist, and the paintings piled high by feet turned into dozens of colorful banknotes. She helped him run the business, manage it, and consume it. They lived like that until he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. When he was dying, he held her hand and asked her why she would stay with him without regrets all her life. She told him that love lasts much longer than marriage. When the marriage ends, love does not, so she will stay with him for the rest of his life. Yes, love is longer than marriage. After marriage ends, love can continue. Love does not depend on the form of marriage, but on the content. Wife meek husband, he and she are both small workers. Their salary is not high, but it is enough to live on. The husband is very ordinary, but the wife is very beautiful and smart. Because each other has a lot of time, they go out to watch a movie, go to the park, or go out for dinner every month. As long as the wife wants, the husband will accompany her. Everything goes according to his wife's will, as long as she is happy and as long as conditions permit. He never says no, as if he never has any ideas of his own. Once they went out for dinner, and the wife asked her husband to order. The husband said, "Order what you like." The wife was a little angry. "Don't you have any opinions of your own? Are you a bit coward?" The husband was stunned and sighed. "I'm just an ordinary worker. I can't give you a spacious house or a beautiful car. I just want to give you the best within the scope of what I can. There are humble men and women in the world, but there is no humble love." 6. The final trip. He is a design engineer, and she is the head teacher of the graduating class of middle school. They both missed the best season of love, and later they met through someone's introduction. There is no earth-shattering process, just get along calmly and get married naturally. On the third day after the marriage, he went to work overtime at his workplace. In order to catch up with the plans, he would even work all night long and stay away from home for several days and nights. She is busy with the management of the graduating class and often comes home late. For their respective careers, they are like two tops, spinning at high speed on their own orbits. After seeing off her graduating class, she began to re-examine her life and her marriage. She didn't know how much she felt in his heart. She didn't seem to remember that he said she loved him. One day, she asked him if he loved her, and he said, "Of course, otherwise why would we get married?" She asked him why he didn't say he loved her, and he said he didn't know how to say it. She took out the written divorce agreement, and he was stunned and said, "Then let's go on a trip. I didn't even accompany you on our honeymoon. I owe you so much." They went to Zhangjiajie, a place with amazing peaks and rocks. The rainy weather matched their gloomy mood. Walking on the winding mountain road, she found that he always walked on the outside. She asked him why, and he said that the road was too slippery. He was afraid that the fence on the outside was not strong and that something might happen to her. Accidentally fell. Her heart suddenly felt warm, and she tore up the divorce agreement when she got home. Many times, love is buried deep in the heart, especially love during marriage. It is plain and indescribable, but it really exists. 7. The scenery around you. Like many families, they once loved each other so passionately, but as the years went by, he began to become indifferent. It was probably what people often call aesthetic fatigue. The passion became less and less, and the heart began to drift. He started surfing the internet, chatting, and looking for fresh feelings in the virtual world. One day, he saw a short article signed, Falling Maple Leaf, on a website, which was about a woman's disappointment in marriage and life. The beautiful words and the hint of sadness flowing through them deeply moved him. He didn't understand how her husband could not cherish a woman with such delicate and rich feelings. He couldn't help but look through the woman's registration information, only to find that the registered mailbox actually spelled out his wife's name. He was suddenly relieved. Isn't his wife's name Feng? How could he have forgotten that his wife was once the chairman of the literary club in the university, but marriage made her forget many hobbies. He walked into the kitchen and put his hands around his wife's waist from behind. Let's go for a walk after dinner. His wife's shoulders trembled slightly. The sun has come out from the west? You don't want to surf the internet anymore? He turned to his wife, looking at that actually pretty face. I will walk with you every day from now on. If you don't know the true face of Mount Lu, you just live in this mountain. People often say that there is no scenery around you, but in fact, the scenery is often around you.